Columbus.
Afternoon, everyone. It's been good. We've had a good week. We've just upped the intensity levels a little bit this week, having given them a few days off last week, and obviously after the important victory in Cincinnati, it was important to keep the focus for what's going to be a real pivotal week in our season. I think with three games against teams in and around us, teams that are all probably fighting for the same objective and have the same kinds of expectation and pressures. So we spoke long and hard this week about the importance of the next week and about the importance of everyone being available and everyone being ready to play, because the turnaround from Sunday to Tuesday isn't too bad, but then from Tuesday, away game in Toronto, to playing Friday is pretty brutal. So the full squad will be utilised in all three games, and I'm sure that everyone will get opportunities. And the squad and the group are only as good as those that are pushing from below. And you saw last week Breck Shea scored the winning goal. The most pleasing thing was obviously Breck's had to be patient to score the winning goal, and he took his opportunity. But then the reaction of the substitutes I thought was sensational. It was the best part of the game for me. Carranza, Jay Chapman, Sami Khedira, Edison, the way that they celebrated meant that we're a real strong team, and you're only as good as your bench, and a true sign of a good team is when you score, look at the bench, and if they celebrate and they're happy, then that's a sign of a good team spirit. So we're happy. We have got a few injuries. We're waiting for Rodolfo to come back, but Gibbs, Shawcross, Alvarado, Jovin Jones are obviously still out, and we go with a squad that went to Cincinnati, hopefully including Rodolfo. So we're looking forward to the challenge next week.
All right, we'll get started with questions now. We'll take the first question from the room. We'll start with Michelle. Go ahead, Michelle.
When is Rodolfo expected back, and how do you think he'll fit in? Having missed as much as he did, and with really just one day to prepare.
Yeah. Well, he landed this morning at 9:35, so we've given him today off. He'll be back in tomorrow. It's a real difficult one when you come back from international. It's purely individual. He got minutes on Wednesday night, probably not as many as he wanted. He wasn't involved in the weekend game, and he was substituting the first game, so he's probably not got the minutes that he probably needed. So he will be fresh. It's just whether he's got enough intense training. I'm looking forward to getting him back. He left in a really good shape, good form. And ideally, I want to put him straight back in, but you've got to weigh up the effects of the international break, the effects of how he is when he comes back, and the fact that we've got three important games. So I'll have a conversation with him in the morning and see how he is, and hopefully he'll be 100% fit to play.
Next question, Franco.
Phil, just from a soccer standpoint, what kind of game do you expect from Columbus, the reigning MLS Cup champions? And just more specifically, Lucas Zelarayán, I think he's closing to tying the record for direct goals from free kicks this year. So how important is it to not give away that many fouls in dangerous areas, especially this week?
Well, I think it's important. Zelarayán is a real key player for them, and he looks like he's in real good form, coming off the back of the All-Star game as well, and then his performance against Cincinnati and Orlando I thought was fantastic. So a real top player, a little bit like Pozuelo for Toronto, a little bit, has a real effect on the game, and we're gonna have to be really mindful of his quality and his qualities from set plays, and that means we're gonna have to concentrate and not do anything silly in and around the box. They are the reigning champions, and you don't go from champions to being a real poor team overnight. I think they've had an horrendous bad luck with injuries, got to say that, and I think they've got some of their injuries back. They've got a coach who's won the MLS a couple of times, I think it is. So they're a serial winning team with a serial winning coach with players that have won in this league. So when I watch their games, and even though they're probably not on the best run at this moment in time, I see a really good team, a team that could easily be at the top of the league with the quality and the roster that they've got. And it could only just take one result to turn around, and they're in the driving seat in terms of getting in the playoffs. So we're under no illusions. This is probably going to be one of our toughest games. They've got good experience. They've got good players who, at this moment in time, just not getting the results probably that their form and their ability warrants. But I think they've got an outstanding coach with a good team, and we're going to have to play absolutely at our best.
Next question, Lauren.
Thanks, Rafa. Hi, Phil.
Hi,
Echo.
Alan.
Back at home this Saturday, coming off back-to-back shutouts, how does the team plan keeping this momentum going against Columbus? I know you touched on it, but maybe
Yeah,
just
well, I said to Nico Figal, Leandro and Christian at half-time against Cincinnati that the least we come off with is another clean sheet. Clean sheets breeds confidence. Clean sheets suggest that the foundations are really strong and it's good. You know, Nick's happy in goal when he keeps a clean sheet. The back five are happy. It means that we're defending well. It means we've got a good compact shape. It means that there's really good concentration, and we want to continue that. I think any successful team is built off a solid foundation of good defensive performances, and that's what we've been looking for all season, that consistency in our performance, consistency in our defending, and consistency in our concentration and determination levels. And we had that again on at Cincinnati. We're a team at this moment in time that don't know when we're beat, and we're a team that look like they're going to do everything not to get beat. So they're really good qualities to have.
We're going to go to the call now. Question from Mike DePasquale. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Rafa. Good afternoon, Phil.
Hi, Mike.
Following up just on Columbus, as you try to keep this momentum going to get at least the final playoff spot, is Columbus a good test for the boys this weekend?
I think it's a good yardstick. It's a good measurement to where we are and how far we've come. Because I think we are going to be playing against a team on Saturday that are, champions of the league last year, quality players that have won serial times in the league, a coach that knows how to win in this league. They've got good experience, and ultimately they're a team that probably should be in the top three, not in outside the playoff position. So our mindset is we're playing a team that's a top three team with the players that they've got. That's our mindset. So that's what we're preparing for. We're excited about the challenge coming back home. We've enjoyed our home form the last 4 or 5 games. We feel as if we're building momentum in terms of confidence and belief, and we just need to keep going. We don't change what we're doing. We just keep going what we're doing, to keep persevering, keep chipping away at the teams above us. And our mindset has always been just focus on the next game. Don't look too far ahead. Don't think about Toronto. Don't think about Red Bulls. Just concentrate on Columbus. Toronto and Red Bulls will look after themselves. We've got a team and a squad that are ready to compete. We've got a team and a squad that are ready to fight, and that puts us in a great position to attack these games with confidence. Something that we probably didn't have maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
All right, we'll go to Michelle.
I want to ask how Robbie. Oh, sorry. How did you find Robbie when he came back, and where is he right now, physically, mentally, and all that?
Yeah, he was. I think he was really tired coming back. I've got to say, we didn't start him against Cincinnati. I think with the young people, I think when you have children, you look at their eyes, you look at the face, you can tell without him even speaking whether they're tired. The drawn eyes, and he looked mentally tired. He looked physically tired. It was a real big week for him, and he made a real brave decision, and we wanted to take him out the firing line against Cincinnati. Monday, he trained fantastically with the players that had not played recently. On Tuesday, he trained even well again, and he came in and did extra yesterday. So he's got the bit between his teeth. I think he's ready to go again, and he's going to be a big player for us. And we need goals now. This is what we need to win these games. You need to score goals. You need to score more than one. You need to score 2, 3 goals. And he's someone that gives us great options and great options to score more goals and create more goals and to provide more threats for the opposition.
Back to Lauren.
Thanks, Rafa. You guys have been busy on the pitch, but busy off the pitch as well. The club has been out in the community, thanking the healthcare workers, and tomorrow we're hosting the first responder game in remembrance of September 11th. How important is the community to this club?
Well, I think it's massively important. I think what the players did on Tuesday was really impressive, and we've lived for the last 18 months people talking about football as being, like heroes. We're not heroes at all. The real heroes are the people that we went to see on Tuesday, the people that have saved lives, the people that have put their own lives and their own families' lives on the line to save others. And we've lived in an area, a period where for the last 18 months, the real heroes of the whole world, not just the hospital that we visited on Tuesday. The real heroes are those that are saving lives day in, day out. The firefighters, the policemen, the policewomen, the nurses, the doctors. These are people that are keeping the world going smoothly, and we owe them a great deal, and we still owe them a great deal. That this pandemic, this virus is not going away. We can see that with what's happening in Florida at this moment in time, and I think a small gesture of us going down there, showing our appreciation, goes a long way when they've had such dark moments. And they will have had dark moments over the last 18 months. They will have seen things that you can never dream about seeing in your lifetime. And I think from a club point of view, we see this as vital. We see this as vital as part of the growth of the football club to go out into the community, and that's why tomorrow night there is something for the firefighters. There's a game going on at the stadium, which I'll be watching. As a remembrance for something tragic that happened again, but ultimately where we acknowledged heroes again, people that put their own lives at risk, but people that cost their lives to save others. And we must never forget the courageous acts that these people do for us to have nice lives and to have safety in our lives.
And we'll take the last two questions, Franco, and then we'll take one from Laurie on the call.
It feels almost trivial after that, but going back to the soccer, to the football. You touched on Columbus. They're a team that likes to have possession. Caleb Porter likes to have the ball and knock the ball around. They have good numbers in the midfield. We've seen in other games you've switched to a three-man midfield instead of maybe just Gregory and Blaze. You've put in Uyo at different times against New York City FC, for example. How do you counteract? How do you see that battle going to not let them boss possession for a lion's share of the time? And then just a quick second one from me is, does it matter for you as a head coach that you guys have only lost once in the last 9 games, and you guys don't seem to be getting many headlines around the league or around national media about the improvements that you guys have made? Does that matter to you at all as a head coach, or you?
Well, I don't think we'll ever get any credit from the MLS. That's for sure. Our players are putting in outstanding performances, but that's part of the course. We're into Miami. We wear pink. We're different, and we want to be different. But that's our motivation. We've got a fence around this football club, and everyone within our fence, within the boundaries of our football club, know exactly where we're going and the direction that we're going in, and that's part of the siege mentality that we created at the start of the season, when we knew that we were up against it, when we knew that there were people outside of the club that wanted to say bad things, do bad things, criticise us for everything that we were doing. But that comes with the territory of the ownership that we have, the stadium, the pink that we wear, and that's something that inspires us and motivates us. In terms of the midfield battle, I felt as if last week against Cincinnati packed the midfield, and we had some tactical adjustments to make within that, because that is football. But ultimately, we want to stamp our own authority on the game. We want to control games ourselves better with the quality that we've got in areas there where we're trying to overload. Hopefully, it will cause them problems, and that they will have to change. It's always the case in football. It's like a game of chess. You want to be the one in control of the next move. And that's what we've done really over the last 10 games, and we're not in this game for plaudits. We're in this game to win, and when you win, you can start getting the plaudits. And at this moment in time, we don't deserve any plaudits because we're down mid-table in the league. We had a poor start to the season, and 10 games of good form doesn't warrant people to start patting you on the back. We've got to keep our feet on the ground. We've achieved nothing yet, and we know when it comes that the winning will be even sweeter.
Last question, Laurie from The Athletic UK.
Hi, Phil. Sorry to take it away from Inter Miami for a second, but I'm writing a piece about Cristiano Ronaldo's first debut against Bolton back in 2003. I've spoken to Nicky Buckford, and I was hoping to just get your memories of that day. You were right full back that occasion, and I think doing a few overlapping runs that Cristiano used to go on his dribbles of his own. But I just wondered, what are your recollections of that game?
Well, I think obviously I remember it really well. I think when you've played football for Manchester United, that there are certain things that happen. There are certain things that happen that a star is born. And you think about when Rooney's first game for Manchester United, he scores a hat trick. Straight away he's going to be a superstar. Ronaldo comes on at Old Trafford, first game of the season. Probably not many people would know about him. And he comes on and he lights the whole place up. I think, I don't know who was fullback for Bolton. I think it was Nicky Hunt. You know, he did the step overs, the dribbles, the skills. He introduced himself straight away, and you know, you can have players that come into Old Trafford to Manchester United and just have good debuts, and then you've got players that are the real superstars that come in and introduce themselves in a way like Ronaldo did. And United have got many examples of that down the years. Giggs, Cantona, Rooney. Beckham did it with his goal from the halfway line. There are certain moments where the best really introduce themselves at the real top level, and that was a moment where he came on and he just dazzled and lit up the whole of Old Trafford. And the thing with a club like Manchester United, when you have a player like that, it doesn't go downhill from there. They see something like that and they invest so much, and he becomes a Manchester United player, and a Manchester United player for the rest of his life. And I think everyone's looking forward to the game on Saturday against Newcastle.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.